My girlfriend said, seriously, you're mad I forgot our date night. After standing me up for the third time, I said, not mad. Just reminded. Then I made sure she'd never forget another date again. When she saw my calendar update, it showed I sat at Enzo's for an hour and 20 minutes last Friday. I had a reservation for 7 p.m., ordered wine, and told the waiter my girlfriend was running late. By 8:20, I paid for my wine, tipped generously for occupying the table, and left. No angry texts, no calls, just went home. My girlfriend, Zara, 28, texted me at 11:30 p.m. Babe, just saw a text about dinner. Was it Petra's b-day thing? You still up? I responded, no worries. Sleep well. She showed up at my apartment the next morning with coffee and pastries, her version of an apology. I'm so sorry about last night. Petra surprised us with this whole escape room thing, and I totally lost track of time. You know how I am with my phone when I'm having fun. It's fine, I said, taking the coffee. You're not mad? She asked. Nope, I replied. She studied my face. You sure? You seem off. I'm sure. These things happen, I said. Here's the thing. They do happen. Specifically, they'd happened twice before in the past 2 months. Our anniversary dinner. She forgot because her coworker invited her to a wine tasting. Concert tickets I'd bought months in advance. She double booked a spa day with her mom. Each time, same pattern. Forgot. Apologized with treats. I forgave. Cycle continued. But this third time hit different. Not because I was angrier. Because I finally saw the pattern clearly. I wasn't a priority. I was a calendar item that could be bumped. So, we're good? She asked, already scrolling through her phone. Yeah, we're good, I said. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and said, you're the best. Oh, Sienna's having a thing next Friday, but I'll try to keep it short so we can hang after. Next Friday was our standing date night. It had been for over a year. Every Friday, unless discussed in advance, we had plans. Movies, dinner, even just takeout at home. It was our thing. Actually, I said, let's talk about Friday date nights. She looked up from her phone. What about them? I think we should cancel them, I said. Her face went through several expressions. Cancel our date nights? Why? She asked. They don't seem to be working with your schedule. Too much pressure trying to remember them every week, I explained. Babe, I said I was sorry. You can't punish me forever for a few mistakes, she argued. I'm not punishing you. I'm adapting to reality. You have a busy social life. That's fine. Let's just remove the obligation, I replied. She set down her phone completely, the first time that morning. I don't want to cancel date nights, Sometimes things come up, she said. Things always come up for you, I pointed out. That's okay. Some people aren't calendar people. I'm totally a calendar person. Look, she said, showing me her phone calendar, full of brunches, parties, gym classes, work events, no Friday date nights marked. Interesting, I said. What? Nothing. Just interesting. She left that morning confused but seemingly relieved. No big fight, no drama, just resolution.
Right. I'll take something that never happened for $50, but that's besides the point, right? I've always seen these Reddit stories and they seem so interesting. It's like a peek into someone else's life. And I think once in a while, if not regularly, uh, this could be the start of a whole new series. It's gonna run side by side with Unscripted. I'm thinking of starting a new series where I'm going to be specifically talking, giving my thoughts, my unscripted opinion about the Reddit stories. Because I know every once in a while, when we watch these Reddit videos on TikTok and whatever, we have something to say about it, and hopefully, we match our thoughts on it. But judging by the content of this first part, like from this first part, there's a clear lack of communication. And it seems to be one-sided, right? Like the lack of communication seems to be slanted over in one person's direction, in the sense that um, you missed 3 dates in a row. Come on, player. Come on, player. You missed 3 dates in a row, Zara? Really? Really? Like you sat there and let them go by. That's the first thing. The communication is the first thing. The second thing is the um, breakdown in civility. I think there's like a lack of civility going on here, where, and bear in mind, sure, someone can bring pastries and coffee in the morning to apologize, but then just because you're doing something nice to make up for it doesn't mean you're being civil Do you get what I mean? Like being civil isn't the act of an apology. It's actually civility, in my opinion, is not the apology. It's what you do after the apology. Like if you continuously kick someone by mistake, civility would not be saying, "Oh no, my bad, fam." No, civility would be saying "my bad, fam," and then not kicking them again. You get what I mean? Like I feel like there's a certain level of like lost, lost interaction going on there.
Update 1. That night, I updated my Google Calendar, removed all our Friday date nights, and added something new. Every Friday, 7:10 p.m., personal development time, unavailable. Then I did something else. I joined a cooking class that met Fridays at 7 o'clock. Signed up for a 12-week course, paid in advance. The next Friday came. My phone started buzzing around 6 p.m. Zara. Hey babe, Sienna's thing was super boring. Wanna grab dinner? Me. Can't tonight. Have plans. Plans with who? She asked. Cooking class starts at 7 o'clock, I replied. Cooking class since when? She asked. Me? Since last week. It's every Friday. But Friday is our night. She said. Me? We canceled that. Remember? Too much pressure with your schedule, I replied. I didn't think you were serious. I thought you were just upset about Enzo's, she said. I was serious. Have fun with Sienna, I replied. She called. I didn't answer. In class, I was learning to make pasta from scratch. She texted throughout the evening. This is so petty. I can't believe she's ignoring me. Fine, whatever. Have fun with her cooking. Actually, that's kind of hot that you're learning to cook. Will you make me dinner tomorrow? I responded once class ended. Class was great. Tired now. Talk tomorrow. She showed up at my apartment that night. I was already expecting it. You can't just replace me with a cooking class, she said. I'm not replacing you. I'm using my Friday nights for something reliable, I replied. I'm reliable, she insisted. I pulled out my phone and showed her my text history. 3 months of running late, apologies, and rain checks. Oh my god, totally spaced. That's not fair. You're keeping score, she said. No, I'm keeping receipts. There's a difference, I replied. She tried a different approach. Soft voice. Puppy eyes. I'll do better. I promise. Cancel the class. We'll have amazing date nights, she said. Class is non-refundable. Besides, I'm enjoying it, I replied. You're being ridiculous. Normal boyfriends would just be happy I want to spend time with them at all, she said. There it was the entitlement. You're right. A normal boyfriend probably would. Good thing you don't have one of those, I replied. She left in a huff, but I knew she'd be back. See, Zara had a pattern there, too. She'd storm off, expect me to chase her, then graciously allow me back when I'd learned my lesson. Except I was done chasing, and the only lessons being learned were in my cooking class. Week 2 of cooking class. I made a perfect risotto. Posted a pic on Instagram. Just the dish, no caption. Zara liked it within seconds, commented, save me some. I didn't respond. That Friday, she tried a new strategy, showed up at the cooking school. Surprise. Thought I'd join you. The instructor looked confused. I'm sorry, we're full. This is a closed class. But I'm his girlfriend. She said, pointing at me like that was a VIP pass. Registration closed 2 weeks ago. Maybe next session, the instructor replied. She glared at me. I shrugged and returned to my cutting board. She waited in the parking lot. 3 hours. When class ended, she was leaning against my car. 3 hours, Diego. I waited 3 hours, she said. Nobody asked you to, I replied. I'm trying here. I cleared my whole night for you, she said. You cleared your night for you? I had plans, I said. God, when did you become so consistent, reliable, present for my commitments, she asked.
Now, part two had me really reeling. Like I did not understand. I did not understand. The part that really hooked me like the part where I really snapped back to reality was um when Zara showed up at the cooking class on the Friday. I was like, so you can show up to prove a point, but you can't show up when you're asked to. Like when someone is has made plans with you, you can't. You miss it. But then now that he's got something else going on, now you want to show up. Like you probably canceled the brunch or whatever for this for to come and show up at the cooking class unannounced. Like that's a level of disrespect I didn't understand. Personally, for me, I would have taken that as disrespect. But it's like, so you can show up at my cooking class unannounced, but you can't show up for a date that was planned. Come now, fellas. Come now. But also, this is where he also has an issue. This is where I believe he also has like a problem unto himself. You know that she has a pattern of entitlement, but you still chose to date her? Come on, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? If you can't, like, a lot of people have said this to me personally, and on the internet is everyone wants things that they know they can't handle. The girls want the bad boys until the bad boys are doing bad things. The guys want the crazy girls until the crazy girls are doing crazy things and they can't handle it. So it's like what why don't don't advertise if you can't produce. Don't go after something you can't afford. Stay in your lane. It's good to be humble and say no, me I me personally, I can't handle crazy women. I can't. So I would never chase it, right? That's something that as people we should start doing. Like the moment you start to see the red flags and the mental instability, that's time for you to clock out. Time for you to leave. But people don't leave. And then they end up in situations like this. Like she's an entitled socialite. She's Cayenne bougie, right? Like what do you mean? What do you mean? She's always out. She's the life of everyone's party except yours. But you're surprised that she doesn't make you a priority? And that's the crazy thing. And the fact that you stuck around long enough to learn the pattern is wild to me. And I know a lot of guys, a lot of not just guys, a lot of people have the I can change that mentality. No, the hell you can't. No, the hell you can't. If a horse doesn't want to drink, don't force it, because that's how you get a caved in chest after it kicks you. Okay? That's how you end up with a fresh new breathing hole in your chest after a horse has punched a fresh new one through your lungs. Okay? You don't want that. So don't do that.
Update 2. She changed tactics again. Fine, keep your stupid class, but Saturdays are ours now. I have gym Saturday mornings, but the afternoon is free. She said. Perfect. Saturday date nights, I agreed. Why not? Let's see if she could manage Saturdays. Spoiler, she couldn't. The first Saturday, she was hungover from accidentally partying too hard on Friday. The second, her sister needed an emergency shopping buddy. The third, she just forgot. Each time I made other plans, meetups with friends I'd neglected, movies she'd never watch with me, museums she found boring. Her texts got increasingly frantic. Why aren't you fighting for us? Do you even want this relationship? I feel like you're slipping away. I responded, honestly, I'm exactly where I've always been. You just never showed up. Then came the nuclear option. She made a public Facebook post. When you're trying so hard to save your relationship, but he's more interested in cooking classes than you. Heartbroken but trying. Why are guys like this? The comments were predictable. Her friends rallying, calling me names, a few mutual friends staying notably silent. I didn't engage, but I did something else. I screenshot her social calendar, the one she'd proudly shared that morning. Then I posted my own update. Interesting perspective. Here's her calendar this month. Notice anything missing? Hint, it's the boyfriend she's trying so hard to save things with. 23 social events, 0 designated couple time. The post went viral in our friend group. Comments flooded in. Wait, she hasn't scheduled a single date with you. Bro, I wondered why we never see you two together anymore. This is embarrassing for her. She called me screaming. Take it down now. Why? It's your calendar. Your priorities. I just shared them. I replied. You're humiliating me, she said. No, I'm providing context. There's a difference, I replied. She deleted her post. I left mine up for an hour, then removed it. Point made. Week 6 of cooking class. I'd progressed from basic pasta to complex sauces. My Instagram was full of food pics. Friends started asking for dinner invites. I started hosting small dinner parties, something I'd always wanted to do, but Zara found boring. She wasn't invited to any of them. One Friday, I was prepping for class when she texted, "Can we talk? Please, I'll come to you. 7 to 10 is free after if urgent. I'll wait." And she did. Sitting on my doorstep when I got home, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. I missed you today, she said quietly. Today specifically? I asked. She nodded. Fridays feel wrong now. Keep thinking you'll text about dinner plans. She said. I know I messed up. I didn't think you'd actually stop trying. Trying what? I asked. To make us work. You always tried so hard. Made reservations, planned dates, reminded me about things. She said. Yes, I did, and I got used to it. To you always being there waiting, I replied. I unlocked my door. Want some tea? I asked. She followed me in, looking around like she'd never seen my place. You redecorated things, she said. New art from the markets I'd explored solo. Cookbook collection growing. Plants she'd said would die, thriving. I made tea while she sat at my kitchen island. The one she'd never used because we always ate out or ordered in. I keep making plans for Fridays, she said. Then remembering you won't be there. How's that feel? Empty. Really empty, she said. Yeah, I know that feeling, I replied.
Now, my first question was, what happened to Saturdays? I thought Saturdays were for them. What happened to those? Did people not fulfill the Saturdays? Right? Like, and then the next thing was taking it to social media. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, that's something that I feel like us as a generation, and not just Gen Z, but millennials as well. I see them doing it a lot too. Is taking things to social media. Leave social media out of it because you like one thing I've seen is social media will help you feel justified in the things that you're doing without the context that makes it difficult for you to grapple with what you've done on your own, right? That's one thing I've seen. Social media you use social media to gaslight yourself into thinking you've done nothing wrong, knowing full well that there's a lot of context that you left out of that you left out of that post. And another thing is something else I've noticed is starting to die in relationships across the board, across the planet, is the meaning of words. I feel like we've lost the what words mean. Like the words no longer carry the same weight that they used to because we're just so used to saying things. Like in her post, she said, he's not even trying. But he's been trying. But he's been trying. You get what I mean? Like he's been putting in the work to plan the dates. He's been putting in the work to do all these other things, but you don't see those things. Zara, why aren't you seeing them? But of course, you'll never see them because in your mind, you're justified to feel the way that you feel. And we've gotten so good to lying, we've gotten so good at lying that we even lie to ourselves. She knows that she enjoys standing him up. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. She enjoys standing him up. She enjoys missing the dates because if she didn't enjoy it, she wouldn't be doing it as often as it was up until it became a problem. She enjoyed the attention, okay, and uh, guys do that as well, where they'll make sure that you are the one who's constantly checking up on them and so on and so on because they love their attention. Everyone likes attention these days. Everyone likes to have eyes on them. So that's why the moment she started to realize that one of her sources of attention was starting to slip away, she got up in arms about it. She got hurt about it. You know what I mean? Now that's why when the context to what she was actually talking about was released by the poster of the Reddit story, she blew her top. You know what I mean? She blew her top because she was like, "What are you doing? Can't you see I am oral farming on the internet for other bitter people? What's wrong with you? What's wrong?" That's why for every story that I hear, I know that there are two sides. In fact, I know that there are three sides. There's there's person A's side, then there's person B's side, then there's what actually happened. Because and the best part is when you take person A and person B's perspectives and put them together, they should click. Like they should interlock with each other to create what actually happened, right? Because if you are standing on one side of a building and someone else is standing on the opposite end of that building and the building falls, both of your stories should correlate with the building falling. At the end of the story, they should be, and the building fell. At the end of both sides, they should be the closing line, and the building fell. That's That's how you'll know that they interlock, and the interlocking creates the third side, which is what actually happened, right? But when you have a terrible mismatch like this, it means that someone is lying. Someone is lying. Their perspective is broken. Their perspective is broken. You have two eyes to see one thing. You understand what I mean by that? You have two eyes to see one thing. You have two holes on your face to go into two lungs, and those two lungs oxygenate one heart. So in the end, two things should come together to make one thing. That's just how it goes. All right? That's just how it is.
Final update. She looked at me then. Really looked. You were lonely even when we were together, she said. Yep, I replied. I made you lonely, she said. I sipped my tea. Didn't confirm or deny. I scheduled you in, she said suddenly. What? I asked. She pulled out her phone, showed me her calendar. Every Friday marks date night with Diego. Do not book. When? I asked. 3 weeks ago, after you posted that thing, and I've kept them clear, but you're never free. I'm in class, I said. I know. I just thought maybe if I showed you. Showed me. That you could use a calendar. She said. I knew you could. You scheduled 23 other things that month, I replied. She flinched. I prioritized wrong, she said. You prioritized exactly what mattered to you, and that's fine, but I decided to do the same, I said. So, what now? She asked. We just exist separately, I said. I don't know, Zara. What do you want? I asked. She was quiet for a long time. I want Fridays back. I want to matter enough that you'll skip class for me. She said. I mattered enough to skip 23 events, I replied. Silence. I won't skip commitments I've made, I continued. Not for someone who couldn't remember the ones we made. She left that night without dramatics, no ultimatums, just quiet acceptance that she'd trained me to not wait for her, and now I wouldn't. Final update. The choice. My cooking class ended in week 12. Final class was each student preparing a full meal for guests. I invited 2 friends from my hiking group. Zara texted that morning. Congrats on finishing class. Proud of you. Thanks. What's next? I asked. Another class. Haven't decided. Maybe. Maybe we could do something together. Fridays, she suggested. I thought about it. Really did. 12 weeks of consistency, showing up, keeping her calendar clear. I'll think about it that Friday. First one without class. I kept my evening free, partly to see what I'd do with it. Partly curious if she'd remember. At 5 p.m., she texted, hey, still thinking? I kept tonight open just in case. What did you have in mind? Anything you want, your choice? How about you plan something? Show me what you think a good date night looks like, I replied. Really? Okay. Give me an hour. She said. At 6:30, she sent an address. A restaurant I'd mentioned wanting to try months ago. She remembered. I arrived at 7 o'clock. She was already there, early, with a book I'd recommended. Reading at the table. You're here, I said. 15 minutes early. Wanted to make sure we got our table, she replied. Dinner was nice. She put her phone away. Actually listened when I talked about class, asked questions about what I'd learned. So, she said over dessert, what now? Now we see if this was a one-time performance or an actual change, I replied. Fair. What are your terms? She asked. No terms, just consistency. Show up when you say you will. Value our time like you value brunch with the girls. I said. I can do that, she replied. We'll see, I said. She did it for 3 weeks, then slipped. A friend's pre-birth dinner she couldn't miss. But this time she texted by Wednesday. I know Friday is ours, but Lena's doing this thing. Can we do Thursday instead? Progress. We're not back together. Not really. We're figuring it out. She schedules me in now properly like her other commitments. I don't wait around when she slips up. The cooking class led to a monthly supper club with friends. She comes sometimes when she remembers, when she prioritizes it. The difference is now when she doesn't show, I still eat. Turned out I never needed her to remember date night. I needed to remember I was worth showing up for, with or without her. She learned her lesson, not through punishment or revenge, but through experiencing exactly what she'd put me through looking forward to something with someone who wasn't there. And me, I learned to make a killer risotto. And that's sometimes the best response to being forgotten is to become unforgettable. Not to them, but to yourself.
Now, here's the good part. The good part. Part 4 surprised me. I was very surprised. Because usually when it comes to these stories, it's like a continuous downward spiral up until a devastating end. But here, I see that there was actual motion that was made. So I stand corrected. Looks like brother did change her. Looks like brother did change Zara. So the the part that I think the part I still had something to say on was congratulations. Especially congratulations to Zara for actually being humble enough to admit that she was wrong. That was the best part of the whole thing for me. Like the fact that she took the L in stride, no dramatics, no movie nonsense. Took the L in stride, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do better. And yes, of course, it's a long road to rehabilitation, but but an effort was still made. And for me, that was good. That was good. I clap hands for her. I clap hands for him as well. It's like that's what we need. And the fact that when the thing came up on Friday, the pre-birth party, when it came up on Friday, she was like, "Can we do Thursday instead?" That was good. That was good. To the usual, just not saying anything and then not pitching up for the Friday. That was good. That's progress. And I'm glad that he sees it as well. Because sometimes what I've seen is when people double down on the crash out never ends. Like it turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy where just by participating in it, it's going to happen continuously. And the fact that he also said it was progress was good. It was good. It means that, once people learn consistency, it will be great. And another thing that I wanted to say is just because you know something doesn't mean the next person does. Like we have different lived experiences. So I believe wholeheartedly in the whole ideology of teaching your partner how to treat you. I think that's a realistic thing. The whole if he wanted to, he would. There are some things she should just know. That's not a universal standard, especially when it comes to niche, minute things. It's not a universal standard, dude. Like not everyone what do you call this? Not everyone likes flowers. Not everyone likes getting flowers. So you can't get every person a flower and expect to have the same outcome every single time. People are different. People are different. So you need to have that level of understanding for the next person and for yourself. You know what I mean? For yourself. Like apply it into your own life. But anyway, that's been this segment. So like and subscribe. Like and subscribe and share it to your friends. Have a conversation in the comments. Do it, whatever it is you do. But yeah, I'm out.